Brodex heads are on their way for the 427, so I can get the old ones off of it. Got a little bit of a jump start on it. I started pulling the distributor apart. Started taking exhaust manifold header bolts off. I'm gonna start draining fluids, and you can see I put a C4 back in here, so it's got a trans brake. It's all roller internals, extra clutches. The 04R70, it just really wasn't cutting it, so I ended up changing to this. Probably see that handy crack there. I'm sure I'll eventually get a better bell housing for it, and this is just mocking up. I'm not done. I'm kind of in the middle, but got word the heads are coming, so I want to get that going. So hopefully it's all together about the same time. I'm waiting on injectors to get here anyway. Mine are maxed out with the E85. I don't know if I told you guys that I switched over to E85 now. I found out motor was detonating and stuff, and I didn't realize it. And I was wondering why I couldn't get to stop dieseling. Well, that was my problem. Here I got 12.5 to 1 compression, and was thinking I had like 10.3, so pretty big difference there. Got a little more mess than I wanted. Ate some of it. About this motor a little bit. I guess I don't think I really said anything on any of my other videos what exactly is going on. So I put a 427 in it. It's a Windsor block, a Ford block. That's all bored and stroked, forged internals, JE pistons, Liberty Performance H-beam rods, scat crank. It's got a big solid roller cam in it. It's got comp solid lifters, a Super Victor intake with a Holly Sniper on top. And like I said, the compression was way too high. So now it's an E85 deal, so there's bigger injectors in this throttle body. And that's kind of been a process to make all this stuff work. It's got the Hyper Spark on there too, so I can control all my nitrous stuff through that. And you know, two-step and pretty much all of it. And the trans brake is gonna be run through that. Shaft mounts. Cam gear really don't look funny or anything. Oh, this looks kind of weird. That can't be good. Seen there was some stuff on my magnet and a little chunk of wire on my oil drain plug. This is that little chunk of wire. Alright, off with the intake. Maybe. See how much of a mess this is gonna make. Not bad. I got most of that antifreeze out. Throughout the summer I did quite a bit of testing. I tried setting up the suspension in the driveway and just tried to record it to see kind of how everything was working and slow it down and really get a good look. I put these bike coilovers on and I was able to get it a little better. Well, the springs I got were still a little too tight, so I ended up putting a lighter spring on the front, and that seemed to help. I could probably actually go lighter yet. I got a lot of adjustment to do with these Cal-Trax, but I got a lot of learning to do. I'm not really real sure what I'm doing. It's just kind of trial and error at this point. Second gear. I gotta say, this drag is probably one of the best investments I ever made. I bet you I got over 100 and some test videos from this summer, just kind of seeing if I'm in the right direction or not. And there's been a few times it surprised me, you know, the car felt faster and actually it went slower, and it seems to be, you know, a pretty normal thing to have that happen. It might sound a little more radical, but it doesn't mean it really is. Toward the end of this run, I kind of felt a little bit of a weirdness, kind of fell off on power, and I could kind of hear something, so I pulled over and I could really hear a rattle. Well, here, my shaft mounts came loose, and trying to hunt that down, didn't know if I had a bent push rod or a broken rock, or, I mean, it was springs. I checked everything I could along the way until I found out the shaft was loose. But that was about the end of my season. Then the tranny started acting up, so I sent it out to get fixed, put it back together, and I just wasn't really happy with it. And now I put that C4 back in. Still haven't got to try it, but the heads are going to be here, so I want to get that done. I'll start pulling them rockers off. she is all stripped down. Let's see what it's got to hide. There's the answer to that question. I think that's a little better measurement. Alright, I'm going to check this piston and valve clearance. Got my Play-Doh. Just flatten it down a little bit. And spray the cylinder and the head with a little bit of WD. So much. It's pretty slippery. Looks like it's wearing up here. Let's say I got plenty. That is a lot. Things are a long ways from here. Well, 50,000's in the hole, ain't gonna cut it. You're gonna have to put longer rods in it. So out she comes. job looking here. My buddy McCormick showed up to help out. Well, I ended up ordering rods. I didn't have much choice in the matter. I mean, yeah, there's different ways I could have went about this, I guess. I could have just shaved the block, tear it completely apart, get it shaped, get it cleaned, repaint it, put it all back together, and the intake don't fit. So deal with that. Or I could change pistons. Okay. So start running numbers on these pistons. I don't know enough of what I'm doing that way. So I got a hold of my buddy about it up north, and he looked at them. Compression height wasn't high enough on them. Well, so I start looking for pistons. Can't find pistons that make sense. Well, call LPC, the place that did the H-beam rods. Try to find out what these are. Well, they don't stamp any numbers on them. There was these assembly numbers on them, but them weren't anything really. So call him. Well, he asked me, well, what piston is it? So tell him. He's like, well, it's a 347 piston. It's like, okay, well, it's 40 over. It's for a Windsor. Well, it's got to be. He's like, you got a 347. And it's like, well, no, I don't, but. No, so that's how we must have been trying to knock, the guy that built this motor was trying to knock down compression, was put this short piston in it. Well, to get a piston that was going to work with these rods, they have to get this custom piston. Well, the way it is to get pistons in general right now, to get a custom built one, I can only imagine how long that would take. So I didn't want to do that. So went to find rods. Well, I took this rod to Napa and had them measure it, weigh it, just so I knew exactly what it was. They do it every day. At least, then I know. So it comes out to a 6250 with a 200, 100 journal here. So I found a small block Chevy rod. That's 2-300, or sorry, my bad, 6-300. I'm gonna try that. That'll make up for the 50 thousandths in the hole here. That should get me right at the top. It should be 12.5 to 1. With my gasket, I'll have 40 thousandths of quench. They should be back to normal. But before I can put them in, they're supposed to be here Friday. If they are, we'll see. But if they show up, I got to take this one and the new ones up to Napa, make sure they're within spec, have them weigh each end, weigh the whole thing. Even though I have this measurement, so that's kind of irrelevant. But just make sure everything looks good. If they're within 15 grams of each other, I'm just gonna put them in and run it. If they're not, I'm gonna have to get the whole thing balanced, and if I do that, I guess I'm gonna have the whole motor internally balanced, because right now it's 28 ounce external. So it'd be nice to do that anyway. Not that I really want to, but we'll just kind of see how it works out. So for now, guess we're just waiting on rods to get here, and I'll get the pistons redone, and I'll get all that stuff, or I'll get all the rings. Well, I got to take the lower set of rings off, the oil rings, to get the pins through to swap them. So I'll probably get video of it all going back together, but I'll be on the next video. Hopefully that'll be real soon. So yeah, then you can get the heads on, and next time you see it, it'll be running. So thanks for watching. If you like it, give me a thumbs up, and subscribe if you haven't. And thanks for watching.